So side out here, and first opportunity for points for the Columbus Sliders. 11-5 record coming into this match. If it goes to a dream breaker, they're 1-1 this season in that category.
Second serve.
A little bit of miscommunication in the middle there.
0-0.
Paris misses the reset.
0-0-2. Point.
But if you notice the way, so Leia and Paris are playing straight up, and then you just have to take a look at the player who is not serving and see kind of where they position, and that will tell you who is taking the third shot in the middle. So it looks like it's going to be Paris trying to take third shots, kind of from both sides. You see how close she is to the center line right now? There is no way Leia is moving toward her to hit forehands.
So well done there by New York. These two teams did actually play yesterday, and it was a match dominated by Columbus. So New York gets a second crack at them right here, right now. Big time swinging going on by Paris Todd.
That was a nice battle, power battle between Helena and Paris.
0-2-2.
And Leia Jansen able to earn the side out here for Columbus.
I don't think we're going to see that much dinking in the match, especially if Paris and Leia can get through Dominique and Helena playing their favorite style and just by being aggressive. They will only resort to dinking if they're kind of losing the hands battles. But so far so good for Columbus.
3-0-1. Point.
So another point here for Columbus. Paris Todd mentioned that interview. She was talking about how pickleball has given her the second chance at being a pro and a pro sport. Really good stuff.
Second serve.
Oh yeah, that's a story for so many. Some people started another career after competing on the collegiate circle. Some people got injured and didn't get to do it in tennis. Some people just kind of switched gears, but it is very cool that you get to compete once again at the highest level.
Side out.
Little off balance there from Jansen, side out back to New York. Everybody has a story. That's what makes this tour so cool.
Second serve.
A little bit of unforced error there on the third shot. I think sliders, they have, they're probably going to target Helena with the returns, even though she has decent variety, but consistency might be an issue. And Dominique could be very dangerous on the third shots, especially when she gets in the groove and starts driving the ball. So I think good choice by sliders for the returns.
Hustlers on the board. ATP effective.
Yeah, I feel like most of the ATPs we watched today have not been defended, which is kind of strange.
Point. 5-1-1.
And you hear the scream let out by Launa Jansen.
5-1-2.
Second serve now for Columbus.
And 6-1-2.
6-1 to the end chain. MLP mid-season event in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Columbus Sliders rematch here with the New York Hustlers. And it has been all Paris Todd and Leah Jansen thus far.
Side out.
Just a little bit unlucky there for the Sliders, but they certainly came out firing after this little timeout.
Second serve.
Couple swings there does the trick for Paris Todd.
Yeah, Sliders do a good job of keeping the Hustlers back. They don't even make it their way to the kitchen on the last point.
Serve, or recall. 1-6-2.
A little too much on that one. Really good. Let that time by Leah Jansen.
Underrated skill in pickleball, ability to let the ball go out.
What do you judge to let it go? Is it velocity? Is it height? What is it?
Yeah, usually it's kind of height and pace of the ball, and depending where you're positioned as well. And also sometimes it's part of the scouting report. You know, certain players hit it out maybe on the second counter, so you just kind of have to duck, especially if they have like one of those more poppy paddles. Like Noah Cliff is one of them, and AJ didn't do it in the last match, but a lot of his second counters go out.
I feel like this is some real top secret information you're sharing with us, Arena.
A little bit, but it's easier said than done. I was a victim of that too when we played Miami at the end of last year in the playoffs, and I couldn't get out of the way 3 times. So.
Leah Jansen comes up with the put away. 9-1. All Columbus here in game 1.
9-1-2. Side out.
See if New York can just establish some momentum here in this game. Even if they don't win the game, get something going. It'll carry over to the men.
Second serve. One 9-2. Point. 2-9-2. Point.
Couple of easy points for the Hustlers, but still quite a bit to go. Dominique is still calibrating the pace of her third shot, but if she finds it.
See if they can build on that here.
Point.
And they're certainly doing just that. It's 9-4 just like that.
4-9-2. Point.
So timeout time here for Columbus. 4 straight points for the New York Hustlers. And this is what you want to do. You want to battle even if you don't come out on top. Build that momentum, hand it off to the men. And game number 2.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And we can also see that there's some shadows starting to descend on center court. So when you speed up the ball and the player has the sun in their eyes and a little bit of shadows interplaying with each other, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to hit the ball clean. So I think Leigh is seemingly frustrated. That could be a reason. But again, good timeout for the Sliders. We're going to expect them to fully recoup and continue to battle.
Arena, this is the 7th pickleball event here for MLP in 2025. Has there been one storyline this year that has maybe surprised you? Whether it's the development of a team, a certain player really standing out, a certain storyline that's really caught your eye?
15 seconds. Any timeouts,
I
Columbus,
think
none.
I would give a shout out to my team right
There
now
you go.
for the storyline, to the SoCal Hard Eights, and we have two exciting young men, Ryan Fu and Blaine Havenier, who've been improving every match, and then we have Jolina and Kaylin, played lights out in San Clemente, so focusing on development, focusing on young talent, and then we just have a lot of options, so that's the storyline.
Love it. And how about this momentum carrying over for the Hustlers? Dominique Schaefer.
Yeah, maybe one thing Columbus can do, Paris and Leia can switch. Since she struggled just a little bit in the head-to-head with Helena in the last few points, let's see if they make it. An adjustment.
Schaefer, another put away, and they are within one.
This is happening so quickly.
7 points in a row. ATP is the answer.
Side out.
Perfectly executed off the paddle of Paris.
Yeah, Hustlers have proven to be the team not to be underestimated. They had a couple of good matches and some good wins in Daytona.
91.
With slightly different roster on the women's side, but
Second serve.
So if you are New York here, Arena, you're right there at the doorstep.
just stay low, keep swinging, and not change anything.
Oh, net cord. Little bit of luck that time for Columbus at just the right time, and now it's game point.
Yeah. And we do see Leia on the left now, so Hustlers have to recalibrate when under pressure for the game point.
And that one is hit wide, so finally Columbus able to close it out.
I expect CJ and Andre to execute the algorithm and get a W for the sliders.
0-0-1.
So quick side out here, Columbus with CJ Klinger.
Second serve.
CJ sets it up, but miss hits the put away.
Oh, man.
I'm
Not sure what happened there.
Maybe CJ hit the ball. Oh no, maybe it was a foot fault.
1-0-2.
And a miss by Donald Young. First point of the match here. That actually makes it 2-0 here, Columbus. Make it 3.
There you go. Do it again, Andre.
3-0-2. Football. Right
Oh,
foot.
another foot fault
Side
here.
out.
Watch that line, CJ. Watch that line.
So CJ gets a foot fault pushing off for an overhead, and actually that happens quite often in pickleball because players are standing already so close to the kitchen line, they tend to step forward with the opposite foot prior to the push-off up, and that's exactly what happened to CJ. I believe it was the right foot push-up.
Okay, we have a challenge on the fault call. The fault call puts us at side out 0-3-1. Winner review.
I think if CJ is to take a look at this replay, he's going to be a little shocked by what he sees because that was a clear foot fault.
I know they should have asked us, challenge or not challenge. We would have told them. But yeah, very clear on the replay there.
So Alan Roman over there all over it.
Each team has a few challenges to spare, and then if your challenge is correct, you get to keep it. It doesn't count against you, but otherwise, if your challenge is wrong, I think you have a total of 3 and maybe an additional challenge for the Dream Breaker.
Take a little bit of extra nerve, you think, to challenge a foot fault?
I would say that's maybe not a very winnable challenge historically, because we have 2 referees working the match, and I feel like their main job is to watch the kitchen and the foot fault. So far, I haven't seen a foot fault challenge overruled this year in MLP.
And certainly not going to be the case here.
Versus challenging like an out call on the line or challenging something else, like whether the ball hits somebody. I think the referees are maybe not looking directly at that. Plus, the referee cannot overrule the call in person and has to go through the video review system. So we'll see.
After video review, the foot fault call stands. 3 challenge loss, 3 challenges remaining, 3 free challenges remaining. Resume play at side out 0-3-1.
You know what, I would like to see a little bit off topic too, but the future of pickleball, I would like to see left-handed players playing well on the left side. We obviously have right-handed players playing both sides.
Sure.
But all the left-handed players have traditionally played the left side only, with an occasional choice not to unwind the stack. But who's going to be the first lefty good from the left side?
3-0-1.
That's an interesting point you make. Have you ever seen a left-handed shortstop in baseball?
I'm not that familiar with baseball, but I'm going to trust your expertise.
Never.
Huh.
Not one time. If any of our viewers have seen one, I'd love to hear who that person would be. Meanwhile, pretty nice hands battle going on here. And it's won by Zane Ford.
Yeah, lots of movement by Zane there, covering a lot of court.
4-0-2.
And Donald Young comes right back as well. So the Hustlers trying to get going.
Let's turn it around. Keep the energy.
And also slightly different geometry in this match because both teams have a righty and a lefty in play.
Good point. Zane Ford passed up the opportunity to play big-time collegiate tennis. Wanted to play pro pickleball instead. Made the most of that opportunity thus far.
Great hold, boys. Great hold.
I don't know. He probably could have, if he had a big-time opportunity, he could be making more money in NIL. I don't know.
True. Daescu with that reach.
Good hands.
Yeah, both players, Andre and CJ, they're pretty tall, and they do a fantastic job using the length of their body and leaning into the kitchen.
Another point by Columbus right now, blazing away the reach of Daescu. And CJ Klinger right now helping out. They're
6-0-1.
New York has not scored a point. All Daescu and Klinger.
Second serve.
Now a second serve on the way.
And Hustlers won a few points, but they haven't scored any points just because of the pickleball specific rules where you can only score points on serve.
And another for Columbus, and that's where I think mentally sometimes the rally scoring, how it makes it different from games being played just to 11. More traditional pickleball here, but certainly a change of pace in MLP.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be interesting to see what the stats show at the end of the year and what the players think at the end of the year.
Daescu hoping that dropped. I think it just went long.
Good run, sliders.
0-8-1. Second serve.
A little bit of desperation there. Driving third, fifth, and
0-8-2.
seventh.
Side out.
But at the same time, when the team that's playing against you is solid in every aspect of the game, you get a little bit rattled and there is a little pressure on you to
8-0-1.
execute and hit really good shots.
Point.
So it's a runaway right now for Columbus. Lead extended to 9-0.
Second serve.
Good hit, CJ. They're right here. Dale, Andre.
9-0-2.
Zane Ford has had some incredible singles runs lately on tour. Completely different beast here in MLP. Andre Daescu just played it perfectly.
DY trying every tool in his bag of tricks, and Andre having an answer. Nice solid play there, nice ability to anticipate and read the opponent's shots by the veteran Andre.
So it just gets by. And is that the final point?
They're saying it's good.
It's good? Okay.
Right now, let's go, fight.
It looks like the ball was in, so it's actually a side out.
Side out.
And the Hustler is going to try to find a way to get on the board in this match.
Second serve.
Boy, this Columbus men's team, they are tough to score on.
Yeah, Andre is very good at letting the ball out, but he also knows that DY and Zane tend to overhit the ball, so I think that's his mentality. He has a tight sleeve, so we won't be able to see any kind of movement on the
After video
shirt.
review, there was no evidence that the ball struck the player. 1 free challenge lost, 2 remaining. 3 challenges remaining. We'll resume play at 0-10-2.
But it was fun to see Andre's matrix moves in slow motion.
Time in. 0-10-2. Side out.
So there's Daescu again, and a couple pickle points coming up here for the Columbus Sliders.
10-0-1. Second serve.
Way wide.
And that was CJ stepping outside of the algorithm.
CJ does a lot of talking to himself out there on the court.
Side out.
Quick side out for the Hustlers. Couple unforced errors for
0-10-1.
Columbus on the third.
Off the tape, and finally Zane Ford will get the New York Hustlers on the scoreboard.
1-10-1. Second serve.
The right idea on the play there by the Hustlers. Donald has a huge serve, so they kind of looking to serve big and crash, but just a little miss hit on the count on the last counter.
Side out.
So Jansen, Fink, and Schaefer went 7 straight on Columbus in women's doubles.
10-1-1.
I don't think the same thing's going to happen here. Could be wrong.
Point
Nope,
game,
it's all Columbus
11-1.
decisively. 11-1 to take.
Yeah, we'll do a quick shout out to Todd, who was my teammate in 2022 when we won 2 championships. And I think there's a race between those who have a few titles, so we'll see who ends up on top
Okay, game
in a
3.
few years.
Time in. 0-0-2.
Andre Daescu brings the hammer. And the side out here for Columbus.
Bing bong.
0-0-1.
They actually might have pairs taking the third shots as well in this match. And Andre just going to the net and creating pressure. I don't think that's a bad idea. Pairs can generate a lot of pace. You can roll the ball pretty well. Andre usually drops his thirds with the forehand.
Tried to go cross court with it. Another point here for the Sliders. Really enjoyed our interview with Fernando Esquivel. He was talking about Andre Daescu and just the positive energy he brings to the court day in and day out. As that one's not coming back, Daescu says everything's just positive. The vibe arena, just the emotional vibe he brings, the constant positivity just goes such a long way.
Absolutely. You need a person like this on the team.
So I'll ask you, you've played a lot of MLP. One of your favorite teammates. Give it to me.
Oh, that's really hard. But I feel like I haven't really been traded from my team, so I would maybe go as far as to say that I do a decent job getting along with people. And hopefully I'm not their least favorite team.
Right here, Slider.
Columbus once again out fast.
4-0-2.
Donald Young trying to track it here. Again, we mentioned that shade. He is right under it. And the setup there for the easy put away.
Nice setup, Andre.
Columbus in charge, dictating.
5-0-2. Point. Time out change in.
6-0 in the blink of an eye. As we're going to go to the side switch here midway through. Already game number 3. Mixed doubles is underway. Andre Daescu and Todd right now like a buzzsaw. New York trying to find answers when we come back.
To see how they're gonna raise the level up for the special Saturday match.
So we've had a little bit of a delay going on right now, and potentially officials discussing the roster and substitutes here for the New York Hustlers. Alicia Smith right there.
Hey, Eric. Hey.
Looking for some answers.
Where's Rowena?
Okay, it looks like something might be happening. Corey, the GM for the Hustlers. Causing the delay.
Let's go. Not the debut we were expecting.
But does it look like they're putting a random person from the stands into the match? I guess not a random person, but they had to be part of the lineup as a number 3 player.
Well, we saw just before the break, saw Donald Young, and he did not look like, I think, his full self out there in the first part of that game. Not exactly sure what the issue was. He's sitting right now, right there on the bench, but it does not look like he is ready to go back out on the court to compete.
Draw from the pool of on-site substitutes, which is different than a third player on your team. But looks like we have the best minds of pickleball on this right now. I think what it also means, if the Hustlers have 2 matches tomorrow, Donald Young won't be able to play in the first one, but he is eligible to play in the second one. But that's why you need a team captain. They read those rules and they will know exactly what to do.
So subbing in for Donald Young here. We will identify him as soon as we have that information. And Andre Daescu puts this one in play, and a quick point here. And it is Eric Forsyth who gets the call here midway through game 3.
8-0-2.
Well, hopefully he gets a couple of touches.
Point.
Keep it up, Sliders.
So 9-0 right now in favor of Columbus. Eric Forsyth is going to try and make a difference.
9-0-2.
That one sits up, comes right back. And now game point for the Sliders.
All right, okay, one more. Let's go right here, Andre.
10-0-2.
And finally a put away for Forsyth.
Decent backhand counter.
0-10-1. Serve.
Oh, that was a pretty sweet misdirect by Andre. That's actually one of his signature shots. Jack Sock also really likes forehand inside out. What a get by Eric.
Oh,
Side out.
just missed.
Nice shot, Slider.
Eric actually very well known here in the Northeast. Regarded as the Pickleball Viking arena. Trying to live up to that nickname.
I know there are always a lot of nicknames going on in pickleball.
10-0-2. Game 11-0 Columbus.
So that does it. As the Columbus Sliders again dominate, they get the pickle 11-0 in game 3. Daescu and Todd unstoppable. So Columbus will take the sweep once again from the Hustlers. Game 4 is coming up after this with Jansen and Klinger. We'll be back.
Hopefully he can assess this injury and see what the severity is and come back soon.
So it does look like the New York Hustlers will go with Eric Forsyth for the rest of the weekend.
Let's go.
So Forsyth was the onside sub,
0-0-1.
and he'll have a full plate tomorrow.
Second serve.
TJ Klinger looking to have some fun. coming over and just doing fun things, but certainly in a match like this, you have an opportunity to work on some of the shots. At the same time, it still could matter at the very end toward the total standings. So ideally, you get a W. Maybe the score doesn't matter as much, but you won that fourth win no matter what.
CJ Klinger, a doubles champion at PPA Atlanta. What a run he had with J.W. Jansen there.
0-1-1.
Absolutely. CJ's been working his way up, both on the PPA Tour and the MLP. He had an outstanding season 2 years ago in the Challenger. I believe his team won the Challenger. Then he got drafted for the Premeir, and he got drafted, I think, this year as one of the top picks for the Premeir.
1-0-1.
So great to watch the development of this young man. A little unsettling because I have to face him, and he's getting better and better, but that's the beauty of this game. I have to get better too, all of us.
Another point here for Columbus. So at 42 years old it is now?
Yes.
Still always focused on getting better, right? You can never think you've plateaued.
Oh yeah, I haven't even peaked yet, but also you have all the young guns coming in and just bringing new shots, new levels of fitness to the game, so you have to adapt and yeah, continue to challenge yourself.
That's what it's all about. CJ Klinger, a guy that, man, if I were a coach, I would love to coach him. Great kid, great family, and unlimited skill.
3-0-2.
Maybe he doesn't even need coaching at this rate.
You could be right. Schaefer just a little bit wide.
I'm sure Andre has been his mentor on the team, and I know he has a close relationship with his dad. I haven't really seen the dad involved like too much in the matches, which is great, but I'm sure they break it down at home as a team.
Just misses that time. CJ acquired by Columbus for Riley Newman. That was a real interesting swap there.
0-4-1.
CJ coming from New York.
1-4-1.
Teamed up with Jack Sock last year. Jansen was a part of that bunch as well.
Second serve.
So are you saying Riley will be extra motivated when they play the sliders?
I think so.
Is that might be tomorrow or on Sunday, right?
Yes.
Side out.
Come on, sliders right here. Hey. You're allowed to be.
4-1-1.
Andre reminding his teammates to stay focused.
Another point here for Jansen and Klinger. It's 5-1. Once again, Columbus has already won this match.
5-1-1.
This game forward, usually for the purpose of tie breaks throughout the year, building points, stats as well.
5-1-2.
Yeah, absolutely. If somebody's chasing the MVP trophy.
Yep. That one sailed just a little bit long. Another point here for Columbus. So it's 6-1. Not much changing as we get ready to round out this 4th of July at MLP New York. Columbus and New York. Again, 6-1. Side substitute. So Eric's got a busy weekend ahead of him.
6-1-2.
Wish him the best of luck.
Point.
What a move by CJ there. Flying all the way across, recognizing Leia hit a good third shot.
Point.
Nice slide by Leia earlier in the point.
Shot, CJ.
8-1-2.
Sliders continue to keep the energy up.
Oh, nice point that time.
Side out.
Zane Ford able to get the side out.
Okay, great ball.
Leia Jansen, he smile. Nifty move. How about Leia Jansen's full day as well? Starts it out broadcasting, finishing it out, taking care of business on the court. That's a full day in pickleball.
Yeah.
1-8-2. Side out.
Gotta hand it to you guys too. You guys are exceptional broadcasters. And I say that because I've worked with athletes in other sports that have tried to put on the headset. It hasn't always gone as smoothly. You and Leia Jansen, Arena, you guys are awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate the compliment.
Schaefer, an opportunity. She takes advantage.
Second serve.
Yeah, nice spot. Jamming CJ right on the body. I think that's,
8-1-2.
if you can get there toward his left hip into the body, is probably the best spot to go against CJ. He's very good with the backhand counter and
9-1-2.
out in space.
Point.
Nice shot, Leo.
So Leia Jansen continues her hot play here. And now it is match point here for Columbus.
Side out.
You'll have to wait.
One 10-1. Point.
If you're New York here, what's the approach? It's going to be a tough climb here the rest of this match.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, again, using a big serve and big third shots to pressure, but if you get stuck like this, I think the edge, once hustlers get into the kitchen line, I think the edge is to Columbus, so.
Sure.
2-10-2.
Just need some shake and bakes from the hustlers, which they try to do right here.
Hustlers trying to serve up a late rally. 3 on the board now.
3-10-2. Side out.
Nice shot, Leo.
Saw a thrilling match earlier today. One just before this one, Brooklyn and Miami. As Brooklyn takes it, but man, Miami was impressive as well.
Second serve.
Now a foot fault called on Columbus. First time it's been called on Leia Jansen today. CJ Klinger did have
3-2.
one flagged on him earlier. Another match point. Nice.
Good patience by Dominique there. She dinks a few times with CJ and then sends a faster one in the corner. CJ not able to get there for around the post. Another shake and bake attempt.
Second serve.
Defended by Columbus.
3-10-2.
Other side out, and a chance to close it out for the Columbus Sliders.
A third set of match points. I think they're going to lock it up here.
10-3-1. Second serve.
Trying to improve to 2-0 here at MLP New York, but again, New York not going down without a fight.
10-3-2.
And there it is finally. CJ Klinger puts it away. 11-3 in game 4. Not many kinks in the armor of Columbus so far in this event.
Yeah, absolutely. Motivated by their captain, Andre. Columbus plays very disciplined. The women's doubles was able to feather out, a storm back from the Hustlers. So they're just getting their job done, and they still have a few more matches to play this weekend.
CJ Klinger leading the way along with Jansen in that final game. And it's all Columbus. When we